the chapter is the sermon at बनारस। तो देखो बनारस तो नाम सुना ही होगा। आजकल इसको पहले बनारस बोला करते थे, आजकल वाराणसी कहते हैं। तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी इज इलेक्टेड, ये उनकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है। तो ही वाज इलेक्टेड फ्रॉम हियर व्हेन ही वो जो भी लोकसभा इलेक्शंस हुए थे ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम, ही वाज इलेक्टेड फ्रॉम वाराणसी लोकसभा कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी। अब सरमन का मतलब क्या होता है? सरमन होता है उपदेश। तो व्हेन समवन इज टेलिंग यू अबाउट चीजों के बारे में बता रहे हैं तो वो होते हैं सरमन्स। तो नॉर्मली जैसे पेरेंट्स हैं या टीचर्स हैं कुछ भी बताते हैं तो दैट कैन बी ट्रीटेड एज सरमन। लेकिन नॉर्मली ये जो वर्ड है सरमन, तो दैट इज यूज्ड इन केस ऑफ रिलीजियस टीचिंग्स। गौतम बुद्ध 563 BC to 483 BC, तो जो ये मेंशन होता है 563 to 483 BC, सो दिस इज द लाइफ स्पैन कि कौन से साल तक रहे थे। तो दैट इज मेंशन्ड हियर। ओके, began his life as a prince named Siddharth Siddhartha Gautam in northern India. At 12, he was sent away for schooling in Hindu sacred scriptures, and 4 years later, he returned home to marry a princess. They had a son and lived for 10 years as befitted royalty. At about the age of 25, the prince, heretofore shielded from the sufferings of the world, while out hunting, chanced upon a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession, and finally a monk begging for alms. These sights so moved him that he at once went out in the world to seek enlightenment concerning the sorrows he had witnessed. So Gautam Buddha, नाम तो सुना ही होगा, the one who started Buddhism as a religion. तो उनका असली नाम, he began his life as a prince, so he was a prince and his actual name was Siddharth Gautam. So this was his actual name in northern India. So at 12 means when he was 12 years of age. At 12 he was sent away for schooling in Hindu sacred scriptures. So he was sent away. तो पहले गुरुकुल सिस्टम हुआ करता था, तो चिल्ड्रन यूज्ड टू बी सेंट टू द गुरुस। तो बोर्डिंग स्कूल लगा लो, उस तरीके से they used to be sent. So he was sent for schooling in Hindu sacred scriptures. तो पहले जो एजुकेशन होती थी that was primarily religious. तो Hinduism was the major religion during that time. तो हिंदू जो sacred scriptures हैं, scriptures means जो भी पुरानी बुक्स वगैरह हैं जैसे वेद हो गए, तो such kind of books, ये सब पढ़ने के लिए he was sent, and after 4 years he returned. तो 4 साल के लिए पढ़ाई की, सिर्फ 4 साल ही था उस टाइम में, 12th नहीं करनी पड़ती थी। So after 4 years he returned and married a princess, and soon they had a son and lived for 10 years as befitted royalty. तो शादी होने के बाद में he had a son and for 10 years he lived as befitted royalty. Befitted royalty means like a royal person, कि जिस तरीके से रॉयल लोग रहते हैं उस तरीके से they lived with all the pleasures of a royal life. At about the age of 25, the prince, heretofore shielded from the suffering of the world, while out on hunting, charged upon a sick man. So at the age of 25, ये सिद्धार्थ गौतम was out for hunting. तो जो भी रॉयल्टी करते थे, टाइम पास होता नहीं था उस टाइम में, ना टीवी था, ना प्ले स्टेशन थे, ना मोबाइल फोन थे जो पबजी खेल लो, तो वो हंटिंग किया करते थे. सो व्हेन ही वाज आउट फॉर हंटिंग, he saw some people. तो कौन कौन थे? It was a sick man, an aged man, a funeral procession and a monk begging for alms. तो चार चीजें देखी उन्होंने कि एक तो sick man, someone who is ill, someone who is diseased, aged man, so who has grown old, funeral procession, a person who has died. तो funeral procession में जो भी मर जाता है तो उसको लेकर जा रहे होते हैं, तो that is procession. And finally a monk begging for alms, and the fourth one was a monk, जो साधु वगैरह होते हैं, तो begging for alms, alms means money, तो a monk begging for money. These sights so moved him that he at once went out in the world to seek enlightenment. तो जो ये साइट देखी थी, ये चार चीजें जो देखी उन्होंने, so that affected him gravely, and ये इसकी वजह से he went to seek enlightenment. He wanted to know about the world, he wanted to be enlightened, he wanted to understand what is true knowledge and what is the purpose of life, and why do we have sorrows. So he wanted to know that. So for that he went into the world. That means he left the world. घर छोड़कर दुनिया में चले गए बाहर. यूं नहीं है कि पहले दुनिया में नहीं थे, obviously थे, लेकिन he went into the outer world. घर से बाहर, घर को छोड़कर चले गए थे to seek enlightenment, to concerning sorrows that he had witnessed. तो जो जो चीजें देखी थी कि कोई भी बूढ़ा क्यों हो जाता है, why does a person get sick, why does a person die, and why do some people need to beg. तो जैसे monks हैं, तो why do they need to beg. तो ये सारी की सारी चीजें इसमें इनके आंसर्स फाइंड करने के लिए he went out into the world. He wandered for 7 years. So for 7 years he went here and there. तो पता नहीं था कहाँ जाना है, तो he was wandering around, अलग अलग जगह पर जा रहे थे. And finally he sat down under a peepal tree. He vowed to stay until enlightenment came. Enlightened after 7 days, he renamed the tree the Bodhi tree, tree of wisdom, and began to teach and to share his new understanding. तो 7 साल तक घूमे फिरे, and finally he sat down a peepal tree, और उस ट्री के नीचे he got enlightened. So enlightened means he got to know about all the answers that he was searching for. तो जो that is why he was called बुद्ध. तो बुद्ध का मतलब होता है the enlightened one, जिसको ज्ञान हो गया हो. So he renamed the tree as Bodhi tree. तो ऐसा tree which resulted in enlightenment. So such a tree is going to be a tree of wisdom. और एक बार enlightenment मिल गया, तो he started to spread that enlightenment to everyone else. So he began to teach and share his new understanding. तो एक छोटी सी बैक स्टोरी है खैर इसकी. When he was in those 7 years, तो जब enlightenment लेना था ना, तो there is a story that he went to some Brahmins. कि ब्राह्मण्स के पास में गए, and he asked कि भाई I want to gain enlightenment, I want to find out all these answers, तो किस तरीके से किया जाए. तो the Brahmins told him कि यहाँ पर बैठ जाओ, और बैठने के बाद में ना कुछ खाना नहीं है, कुछ पीना नहीं है, you just need to be keep sitting here, कि तब करो और उससे you will gain enlightenment. तो कुछ टाइम किया, 1 दिन 2 दिन किया, हाँ, लेकिन वो because of that अब ना खाना खा रहे ना प्यास हो रही है, how can one survive. तो he gave that up और खाना वाना खाने लग गए कि भाई ये तो मरवाएंगे, इस तरीके से कैसे चलेगा. So those people said कि how कि मतलब you are not strong enough, कि तुम तब नहीं कर सकते हो, इसलिए enlightenment. तो Buddha didn't agree with that. Way of being enlightened. तो अल्टीमेटली जो 7 साल के बाद में when he was in बोध गया, तो बोध गया is the name of the place जहाँ पर वो थे, वहाँ पर people tree के नीचे बैठे, and he gained enlightenment. तो जब ये enlightenment he gained enlightenment, he found the answers. तो वो सारनाथ गए थे, and in Sarnath he held his first sermon. तो पहला उपदेश सारनाथ में उन्होंने दिया था, और उसके बाद में वाराणसी गए थे. वाराणसी में क्या है, बहुत सारे पंडित वगैरह हैं. तो वाराणसी हैज बीन ट्रेडिशनली अ टेंपल सिटी. तो वहां पर वाराणसी में हर जगह आपको टेंपल्स मिलेंगे, वहां पर हर जगह ब्राह्मण्स मिलेंगे. तो जो जिन ब्राह्मण्स ने ये उपदेश दिया था कि भूखे भूखे रहो, तो ही वेंट बैक टू हिम, और वहां पर उन्होंने सरमन दिया था, उपदेश वगैरह दिए थे. तो दिस चैप्टर इज रिलेटेड टू दैट हिस्ट्री ऑफ बुद्ध. तो आगे पढ़ लेते हैं चलो. At that point he became known as the Buddha, the awakened or enlightened. The Buddha preached his first sermon in the city of Banaras. इसमें तो बनारस ही लिखा हुआ है पहला माला. Probably I may be wrong. Most holy of the dipping places on the river Ganges. So Banaras is located along the river Ganga. That sermon had been preserved and is given here. तो जो sermon उन्होंने दिया था, जो उपदेश वहां पर दिए थे, so that has been preserved in Banaras. Still, it reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable kind of suffering. So जो sermon उन्होंने वहां पर दिया था, जो उपदेश वहां पर दिया था, तो that has been preserved in one kind of suffering, और उस suffering के बारे में we'll be just reading here. So Kisa Gautami, so that is the name of a person. Kisa Gautami had an only son, and he died. In her grief, she carried the dead child to all her neighbors, asking them for medicine. And the people said, "She has lost her senses. The boy is dead." So Kisa Gautami's child died, and she was struck by grief. कि बहुत दुख लगा उसको, and she was carrying her child to each and every one. कि भाई कुछ मेडिसिन वगैरह दे दो, so that he can get cured. So जब कोई ऐसा करेगा तो basically people are going to think ये पागल हो गई है, and she has lost her senses. Lost her senses means she is not capable of thinking rationally. इसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा what she is doing, because the boy is dead. At length, Kisa Gautami met a man who replied to her request, "I cannot give thee medicine for thy child, but I know a physician who can." So at length means after some time, कुछ काफी टाइम हो गया, and finally she met a man who said that, who replied कि I cannot give thee medicine. Thee means you. तो ये जो पुरानी इंग्लिश हुआ करती थी, तो उसमें you की जगह thee use करते थे, and thy is yours. So you and yours. I cannot give thee means I cannot give you medicine for your child, but I know a physician who can. तो बोला कि मतलब I don't have any medicine, but at least I know the person कि कहाँ पर you'll be finding a physician who is going to give you the medicine. And the girl said, "Pray tell me, sir, who is it?" And the man replied, "Go to Sakya Muni, the Buddha." So the girl says, "At least please tell me who is that physician whom I can go." And he directed her to Buddha. बुद्ध को साक्य मुनि और कहा है यहाँ पर. Kisa Gautami repaired to the Buddha and cried. Repaired means she reached out to Buddha. तो repaired exactly ये मतलब इसका मीनिंग रिपेयर वाला रिपेयर यहाँ पर नहीं है. ये यहाँ पर भी मेंशन किया ना कि she went to Buddha and cried, "Lord and Master, give me the medicine that will cure my boy." The Buddha answered, "I want a handful of mustard seed." And when the girl in her joy promised to procure it, the Buddha added, "The mustard seed must be taken from a house where no one has lost a child, husband, parent or friend." So Buddha said, "Okay, I'll cure your boy, but you need to get a handful of mustard seeds." Mustard is जो सरसों खाते हैं ना, तो सरसों के seeds चाहिए. So she became happy. Okay, I'll get them. लेकिन he added कि the mustard seed should be brought from such a person. ऐसे घर से लेके आना है, from such a house, in which no one has died. तो कोई भी child, कोई भी husband या parent या friend की किसी की भी death नहीं हुई हो. So you need to get the mustard seeds from such a house. Poor Kisa Gautami now went from house to house, and the people pitied her and said, "Here is mustard seed, take it." तो when she went कि मेरा बच्चा जिंदा हो जाएगा, at least please give me some mustard seed. So people pitied her. Pitied means दया करते हैं ना, तो that is called pity. So pitied is the past tense of pity. So they pitied her and said, okay, here is mustard seed, take it and do whatever you feel like, get your child cured. But when she asked, did a son, daughter, a father or mother die in your family? They answered her, alas, the living are few, but the dead are many. Don't remind us of our deepest grief. And there was no house, but someone beloved one had died in it. So when she asked whether someone has died in your family, so any son, daughter, father, mother, or friend, whether someone died in your family or not, so they everyone replied कि जिंदा रहने वाले तो कम है, मरने वाले ज्यादा हैं. So the living are few, but the dead are so many. So don't remind us of our deepest grief. Deepest, that means don't remind us of our deepest sadness. जो कुछ भी बात ऐसी हुई which has caused grave sadness to them. So don't remind us of our deepest grief. And there was no house, but some beloved one had died in it. So in every house, someone's beloved, someone's loved person, husband, friend, son, daughter, someone had died in every house. Kisa Gautami became weary and hopeless and sat down at the wayside watching the lights of the city as they flickered up and were extinguished again. At last, the darkness of the night reigned everywhere, and she considered the fate of men, that their lives flicker up and are extinguished again. So when she was asking for mustard seeds, or she couldn't find any family, any house where no one had died. So she became weary and hopeless. Weary means tired. She became tired and hopeless and sat down at the wayside. So wayside means जो path है, तो path के side में she sat down. She sat down at the wayside watching lights of the city as they flickered up and were extinguished again. So उस time में light नहीं होती थी, electricity नहीं होती थी. So दिए वगैरह, the lights of the, she sat down and started watching as they flickered up and were extinguished again. So जो lights थी, so they flickered. Flickering means they moved. जो हवा लगती है ना, तो they flicker up. तो initially जब हवा लगती है तो flame बड़ी होती है, and then they are extinguished. तो एक बार जलती है लाइट, जो दिया जलता है, and then ultimately it gets extinguished. And at last the darkness of the night reigned everywhere. So at last, reign means rule. So at last the darkness of the light ruled everywhere, and she considered the fate of men, that their lives flicker up and are extinguished again. And she thought to herself, how selfish am I in my grief. Death is common to all, yet in this valley of desolation there is a path that leads him to immortality, who has surrendered all selfishness. So by seeing this, and by seeing the light flicker up and extinguish, and the experience that she had, so she realizes that I am so selfish. I was thinking only about myself, but my child has died. But death is common to everyone. Every house that she went through, someone had died. And yet in valley of desolation, means valley of sadness. Desolation is something which is very sad, जहाँ पर डिस्ट्रक्शन ही बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है, ऐसी जगह. There is a path that leads him to immortality, who has surrendered all selfishness. So in such a valley, जहाँ पर सिर्फ डिस्ट्रक्शन है, sadness है, ऐसी valley में there is a path which leads to immortality, and immortality who has surrendered or selfishness. So, in such a valley where there is death and destruction and sadness, a path leads to immortality. Immortality means someone who cannot die. That person is immortal. So, a path leads to immortality. और वो path क्या है? When you surrender your selfishness. That means you don't think about only about yourself. So when you stop being selfish, you can become immortal. Mortal वो होते हैं जो मर जाते हैं, immortal which cannot die. The Buddha said, the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief, and combined with pain. For there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. After reaching old age, there is death. Of such a nature are living beings. As ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals, when born, are always in danger of death. As all earthen vessels made by the potter end in being broken, so is the life of mortals. So, what does Buddha say? Buddha said that the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. So, the life of mortals means the life of us people, जो मर जाते हैं, मतलब who are going to die. That is troubled. That means it is full of troubles, full of problems, and brief. Brief means very short. So it is very short and it is full of troubles and combined with pain. So with troubles come pain. So the life of mortals is full of troubles. It is short and it is full of pain as well. For there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. So you cannot do anything by which you can avoid dying. So marna to sabko hai. You are going to die. If you are born, you are going to die. So there is no way through which you can avoid that. After old age, there is death. So death's old age next stage is death. Of such a nature are living beings. So living beings का nature ही यही है कि if someone is alive, that person is going to die. As ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals when born are always in danger of death. So he draws a comparison between ripe fruits. तो ripe fruits क्या होते हैं? जो कि खाने के लिए ready होते हैं ना, they are exactly ripe. So when a fruit ripens, it falls down on its own. तो देखा होगा कोई भी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल नींबू का पेड़ है या किसी का भी पेड़ आपने देखा, किसी भी फ्रूट का पेड़ हो, किसी भी वेजिटेबल का हो, तो व्हेन दे आर राइप, हाँ, दे ऑटोमेटिकली फॉल डाउन ऑन देयर ओन. सो mortals when born are always in danger of death. So if anyone is born, they are always in danger of death. कि death कभी भी आ सकती है. Mortals, that means living beings who are going to die, are always in danger of death. As all earthen vessels made by the potter end in being broken, so is life of mortals. So he draws another comparison. एक और example देते हैं about a potter. So जैसे potter से potter makes pottery, जो भी vessels बनाते हैं, मिट्टी की vessels जो भी बना रहे हैं, मटका बना रहे हैं और whatever. So each vessel is going to get broken. तो कुछ तो तभी के तभी टूट जाएंगे. Some are going to be broken after some time, but ultimately each and every vessel is going to be broken. So is the life of mortals. So he draws this example to again depict the life of mortals. So if someone is born, that person is going to die. Both young and adult, both those who are fools and those who are wise, all fall into the power of death. All are subject to death. So it doesn't matter whether you are young, whether your age is less or more, whether you are a fool or you are an intelligent person, a wise person, everyone is going to fall to death. So everyone is going to die one way or the other. Of those who overcome by death depart from life. A father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen their relation. Mark, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply, one by one, mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to slaughter. So everyone, no father can save his son. So agar if son is going to die, so death is definite. So irrespective of what a father does, the son is going to die. Nor kinsmen their relations. So kinsmen are those people. Kinsmen are relatives. So जो भी चाचा, बुआ वगैरह वगैरह जो भी रिलेशंस हैं, so all these encompass kinsmen. तो जो किन वाले लोग हैं, किनशिप में जो लोग आते हैं, those are kinsmen. Nor kinsmen their relations. So kinsmen cannot protect their relations. Mark, where while relatives are looking or lamenting deeply, one by one, what mortals are carried off. So when relatives are expressing their sorrow, expressing their sadness on death of one relative, one by one, other relatives also keep on dying. So they keep on being carried by death like an ox that is led to slaughter. तो जिस तरीके से एक ox गाय का बड़ा bigger male cow is ox. So like an ox is led to slaughter. तो जिस तरीके से male cow is led to slaughter, similarly one by one all the mortals are led to death, led to their end. So the world is afflicted with death and decay. Therefore, the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. So, as we understand that the world is full of death and decay, the one who has born is going to die. So, wise people don't grieve. Though they are not saddened by death of people, because they are aware how the world works. So the world is not going to change. The one who has been born is going to die. So because wise people know the terms of the world, this is going to remain as such. Not from weeping nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. So peace of mind is not going to come from weeping or grieving. Just by crying or weeping, no one is going to obtain peace of mind. On the contrary, his pain will be the greater and his body will suffer. So if you are crying and weeping and grieving, your pain is not going to go away. It is only going to increase, and ultimately your body is going to suffer. So अगर रोते रहोगे सारा time में, so that is going to affect your health. He will make himself sick and pale, yet the dead are not saved by his lamentation. So even if you keep on crying, that is not going to save, that is not going to bring your dead back. So जो मर गया है वो मर गया है, they are not going to come back just because you are grieving. That is not going to change anything. He who seeks peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. He who has drawn out the arrow and has become composed will obtain peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow and be blessed. So, who seeks peace, जो शांति चाह रहा है, should draw out arrow of lamentation. Lamentation means the grieving, the sorrow that you express, the sadness that you express. So draw out that sadness from yourself, that sadness and complaint and grief. So सारा का सारा निकालो and shoot it out somewhere. Draw out the arrow and has become composed will obtain peace. So जो ऐसा कर देगा, who's going to draw out the arrow of lamentation and grief, that person will be composed and will have a peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow. So if you overcome all sorrow, or if you overcome all the sadness that you have, you will become free from sadness itself and you will be blessed.